All early civilizations shared the same ruling nobility, which were ethnically distinct from the populations that they governed.
Think about how wild this claim is. All early civilizations, not some, but all, shared the same ruling nobility, which were ethnically distinct from the populations that they governed. And yes, he does appear to mean that those he calls Caucasians ruled every ancient civilization.
What cannot be denied is the reality of 4,000-year-old blonde and red-headed mummies discovered in places like China, which predate the arrival of East Asians to the area by several millennia.
Sepper is referring to the Tarim Mummies, found in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China in Central Asia. Hundreds of naturally mummified human remains dating to between 2000 BCE and 200 CE have been discovered there. They've attracted attention because of their apparent Western physical appearance, such as their felted and woven wool clothing and their agro-pastoral economy that included cattle, sheep, goats, wheat, barley, millet, and even kefir cheese. Archaeologists refer to the several sites that share this distinctive material culture as the Shaohe archaeological horizon. Why is Sepper emphasizing the point that these people arrived in the area first? Presumably in order to demonstrate that all early civilizations shared the same ruling nobility, which were ethnically distinct from the populations that they governed. So the implication he's making is that these people were the true builders of Chinese civilization. Am I reading him right? Several genetic studies have been done on the mummies, and early results seem to indicate that it was possible, though not certain, that these people may have spoken an Indo-European language. But a more definitive study came out this past October, and I should point out that this was since Sepper's video came out, so he can't be blamed for not knowing this, and the genetic evidence now indicates that the people of the Tarim culture were from an isolated genetic group and not likely to be Indo-European speakers. Their so-called Western physical features are probably due to their connection to the Pleistocene ancient North Eurasian gene pool.
Aryan mummies that share genetic affinities to the many blonde and red-headed mummies of pharaohs in Egypt, spanning all dynasties, reflected in the blue-eyed Egyptian statues of their nobility and pharaohs. Which brings us back to the Philistines, or as the ancient Egyptians called them, Peliset, who Ramesses the Great described as being part of the Sea People, a confederation of 9 tribes, including the Peliset, which many scholars trace to parts of the Mediterranean and Anatolia.
First of all, the Tarim mummies are not Aryan. Second, blonde hair, red hair, and blue eyes are not unique to Indo-Europeans. These features are more common in Europe, but they can be found all over the world. Finding the occasional red-haired mummy in Egypt is no surprise. I should add that the mummification process also can turn brown hair red. Most of the blonde-haired and red-haired mummies from Egypt come from the Hellenistic and Roman periods, which was the time when people from around the Mediterranean were migrating to Egypt. People in Southwest Asia had a higher occurrence of blue eyes, and many of these people migrated into Egypt over the years too.